This is a Botnia Targa 37, and you're probably already thinking, well, it's not very stylish, is it? But actually, that is the entire point of these. These are Finnish built, and they are absolutely all about function over design. It's a boat totally designed to be used and enjoyed, not looked at. This is no show pony. I'll take you on board, and I will give you the full tour and explain exactly what I mean. Let's go and have a look. So the boating ethos in Finland, it's all about going out and staying out pretty much irrespective of weather. They just want to go boating. They are about the most serious boating country in the world. And that's why you find things like this thick D-section fendering around the outside rather than stainless steel rub rails. So you catch that on something sharp, you're not going to do any damage to it, you're not going to put a dent in it. And here, it's all super practical. You can have teak if you want. The one next door's got it. That's a slightly smaller 32. Or you can have this really super practical finish, which means that you can just hose it down and walk away. And getting on the boat as well, dead easy. Step on the back as I've done, or you've got side gates. It's low-sided, so it's really easy to step on and off. And it's utterly functional, and there's a real charm in that. Now, they do various options with this, and one of them is this back door. As standard, they come as the one next door with a flat back to it, and then just a small flybridge on the trailing edge. You can have the back door if you wish, which this one has got, but you can also have an extended flybridge, and this has that as well. So let's go have a quick look up there. So what you get here is, instead of just the 3 seats across the back, on this one, it has the L-shaped seat around here. You can also have a bench seat across, and then more seats facing forward up here if you want to. You can configure this how you like. The practicality is that if you want to take this boat out now, you could just take this cover off and this cover off, and you're good to go. Taking some friends, take that cover off as well. It'll take you about 5 minutes to get the whole boat ready to go. There aren't great big flapping canopies and zips and all that nonsense to deal with. It's get on, use it, have fun, get back, chuck the covers back on, walk away. This is the arch, and on this one they've gone for this matte black finish. You can have the stainless steel, as you can see on the boat next door, but they've gone for a slightly more utilitarian look deliberately with this one. That's the radar, the TV aerial there, antenna for VHF radio, and navigation lights of course on the top there as well. Let's wander around a bit further and I'll show you some more. So, the side decks on this for a sub 40-foot boat are about the biggest you'll find, so they're wide and they're deep and they're safe. When you walk along here, this is almost at waist height, it's certainly at hip height. As we come up here, there's access into the cabin on the side, on both sides, so these slide as it is at the moment. And then up here, there are again a couple of options. You can either have this as a forward cockpit, so this would be seating, and this would be a well, and you walk into it and it's got seating around and a table and so on. The option is the CFC, Comfort 4 cabin. So what they've done with this is put steps up to where the seating would have been. The seating now becomes deck. But actually they've raised the rails as well, so you're still nice and safe up here. And then you've got this cabin area infilled, and that makes a huge difference inside, which of course we'll have a look at in a minute. Forward sloping windscreens, huge wipers. Again, it's all about the ethos of going out almost irrespective of conditions and just really enjoying the boat. They are in fact an incredible sea boat as well. I've driven a few of these and they really go through the water. They're pretty unstoppable. Anchoring gear on the front, and you've also got easy access out of the front, because in Finland, in the archipelagos, what they like to do is anchor off of the islands with the stern and put the bow in against the rocks and step straight off onto the island. So that's why that's got that walk-through. Let's head on round a bit further. And I think what we'll do is we'll go back in through this door on the side, because this takes us straight to the helm. And again, this is very much a Targa feature, because you can drive this boat single-handed, you can bring it into a marina, and you can step straight out, put a rope on the cleat there, tie it up, and the same on the other side. So here we're berthed on the port side too. So again, you could drop this boat into here, you could walk straight out of here, step out through there, rope on, job done. So brilliant for short-handed boating. The helm itself, it's set up for being able to drive it stood up as we are at the moment. Great view out. If you want to sit down, of course you can. There is a helm seat just behind it, and what they've done is design this so we just pull that and the whole thing tilts back, and now you've got a great seated driving position. And in fact there's even a little footrest that lifts up like so, and now you've got a great seated driving position. Big multifunction screen that's in behind here for your navigation and radar and other bits and pieces. That's tucked away there, that's the VHF radio. Engine controls, these are mounted on that same plinth, so they tilt. If you're sat down you can reach them easier because it brings them towards you. And then this, of course, when underway you'd have this down but that is access down into the cabin. We'll have a look in a moment. You've also got a small galley here. So you've got a 2-burner hob, you've got the sink, and then there's a cooker down underneath it. And again, another of those footrests for people sat here. I think what we'll do is we'll head forward first of all and then work our way back through the boat. So let's lift that back up. This, of course, all closes off, so you've got privacy down here. And if we head on down, this one has got V-berths. Now that's similar to what you would have if you didn't have the Comfort forecabin. The Comfort forecabin is this raised bit here. The floor otherwise is down at pretty much this height, I think. So you've got V-berths, so you can still use those. If you have this, if you prefer, you can have a centerline double bed in here. Makes it more like a master cabin if that's what you prefer. Just depends on your own personal preferences. There's a hatch up above, of course, and opening windows. The other thing that you can have if you have this Comfort forward cabin is an ensuite. You can't have that if you don't have the raised headroom, because of course that is what gives you the height to be able to put that in there. And then there's things like storage in here. That's a hanging locker and drawers underneath. So all over the place, there's places to put things. Let's head on back. I like the way I've done this lighting underneath here, that looks pretty funky. Fridge is under the helm seat, and then you've got a saloon area where Maggie's chilling out. And this seat here alongside the helm, so you've got plenty of seating for people facing forward when the boat's underway, but when you're stopped, you can drop that back the other way, and that then increases that into a massive social area. And this table's got a little folding section, so you can make that a little bit larger if you want to as well, or tuck it out of the way if people are coming through the boat. This one's got an interesting option. There's a TV that rises up out of here. There's a button where you can press there, and away it goes. Now there are more options here. You might decide, well, I'd like a bigger galley, please. Well, that's no problem. You can get rid of that. You can have a larger galley unit here that gives you more space and has a Corian work surface on it. The other thing that you can change is this table is a pedestal mount. You can also have a pole that goes right up to the ceiling, and that allows the table to slide right up out the way against the ceiling if you want that. And then right at the back of the boat, this is this door. As I say, it's an optional extra, but a really useful one, and a lot of these boats are having this now. And we can come right to the back, and we will find a completely separate sleeping area. Now what they've done here quite cleverly is put a big double bed in here. Very nice. But there's also a small bed on this side, but actually it's not that small, it's a single rather than a double is what I should say, because it's full length. And it means that you can use this as 2 singles, or you could have this as a double and use that for storage, which is what it's being used for at the moment. Or of course, you know, if you've got kids, you might have the parents here and a young child in that one. So it's a very multi-configurable area. And again, it's all down to the practical ethos of the boat. Loads of storage in here again, so little drawers tucked away like this. That one's got some shoes in it. This is an owner's boat, so I probably shouldn't look into too many areas, should I? And the other thing that you get back here then is the ensuite to this area. So with that Comfort forecabin and that forward ensuite, it means you've got completely separate areas. And this one's big enough that you've even got shower doors, so you can bring those over and enclose that little area and keep everything else dry. Very nice. Let's go look at the business end. What I need here is some magic shoes. Yeah, close enough. So if we step right to the back, these just very easily lift on gas struts. And in here, we will find a pair of Volvo Penta D6 440 horsepower engines. Now these are on stern drives. You can have IPS if you prefer. And either way, if you go for these engines, you're going to get about 40 knots. It's a real flying machine. And it means you've got cruising ability at 30 knots plus, but you've also got a very deep V hull. And it means you can keep that speed up even if the conditions are chopping up. And that is absolutely what these boats are all about. They're about covering ground, covering it fast and covering it well. Let's come around here, have a better look. As you can see, you've got areas where you can stand in front of the engines and check your filters and your oil and all that kind of stuff. It's all very get-at-able, it's all very practical. That there, incidentally, is the cockpit table. It's all folded up. You unzip that, take it out. There's a pillar for it there, and that gives you an area out here to eat. So there you go. Let's drop those back down. Preferably without falling in. And I'll sit here and say that if you want one of the most stylish boats on the water, this probably isn't for you, but if you want one of the most capable, well, it may well be. Huge thanks to Essex Marine for organising that little tour for me, and huge thanks as ever, of course, to you guys. If you're not subscribed, do hit the bell and hit the little button, because it really helps the channel and it will keep you posted each time I upload a new video. And we look forward very much to catch you on the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.